Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health risk for June 11th, 2026. We keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We also maintain a storefront on Amazon. Thursday's weather map will feature an almost classic cold front stretching all the way from the tip of Michigan across Chicago into St. Louis, all the way down to Oklahoma City and back to Amarillo. Lots of unsettled weather ahead and along that front, and note some instability and unsettled weather stretching all the way across the middle Atlantic states into southern New England, and we do have just some southerly flow across Florida, triggering showers and thunder showers there. Looking at our vitality index, which is a general measure of all of the individual weather elements that could trigger a weather health stress area, and we have lots of unsettled weather running from Southern California up and down the plains, up into the Rockies, all the way across the Mississippi Valley into the Ohio Valley, and then we just have that little bit of unsettled weather across the Northeast and Southern Florida. Looking at the change in pressure, which is pretty classic also, the area way behind that active frontal system, we have rising pressure from Colorado into Wyoming into eastern Montana, and then up the plains from the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle through Kansas, Nebraska, and all the way through the Dakotas, stretching into the east from northern Missouri into Iowa into Minnesota. Looking at changes in temperatures, and although the east is warming significantly, you can see it behind that frontal system from Oklahoma clear on up into Minnesota. We have falling temperatures, and note that we are having some very significant warming up here in the Pacific Northwest, especially across Idaho into western Montana. Looking at the changes in dew point, you can see that we do have falling dew points behind that frontal system again, and you can see vapor pressure showing very much the same thing as that the vapor pressure falls behind the front. Note we still do have an increase in vapor pressure, sort of monsoon-like, trying to make its way on up into New Mexico and Arizona. Looking at instability, and you can see that this is being significant again, especially across the middle Mississippi into the Ohio valleys, call it from Iowa up to Ohio, with lots of instability, and where the showers are, they could be thunder showers and a lot more activity. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, you can see we have a very significant area of migraine stresses through the heartlands, actually running all the way from Utah across Colorado and then picking up in Oklahoma and extending all the way on up through the Dakotas, picking up in northern Missouri across Iowa into Minnesota and Wisconsin. Note that we have a touch of migraine stress here in southern Florida, a touch of migraine stress in Maryland across to eastern Pennsylvania. The asthma and arthritis risk is rather extensive from California up through Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana. And then we have asthma and arthritis risk across the heart of New England and right along the coastal areas of New Jersey into Connecticut. We also have asthma and arthritis stress along the Atlantic seaboard from northern Florida across Georgia into the Carolinas. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated, and if you hurt, tell us where you're located.